Thanks very much for coming down today. Today I'm delighted to announce that the Port Adelaide Football Club recorded an operating profit of $4.2 million for the financial year ending 2021. It's a really significant result for our footy club, and first and foremost I'd really like to thank our members, our partners and our stakeholders for the way that they've really got in and backed the club over the last couple of years. It really has been extraordinary, and we can't thank them enough. The position that the result is a really strong reflection of the position that the club's in, and really importantly the momentum that we're building here at Port Adelaide. In 2022 we've got a lot to be excited about. We've got an AFL team with really high expectations. We're entering the AFLW competition later in the year, and we're really excited about the $30 million transformation that we're undertaking here at Alberton Oval, and can't wait to just in less than a couple of months' time welcome our people back to their brand new social club, which will really become the heartbeat of this precinct for the next 10-15 years. So our people should be really excited about what's in front of them, and the financial result today is a great reflection of that.
Rich, I'm not an accountant in any way, shape or form, but given that you're putting a lot of money into that, you had attendances down last year. In layman's terms, how do you turn a result around and put out a result like you did?
Yeah, I guess we went into 2021, if you think about the position that the whole industry was in at the end of 2020, we all went into 21 really conservatively because we weren't sure how things were going to bounce back, whether we're going to have crowds at Adelaide Oval. So our position at the start of the year was really conservative. And so that's definitely reflected in our result. We achieved record membership. So again, as I touched on, our members really got in behind the club and supported us. Retail sales were really strong, and also our partners, we got incredible 3 joint major partners in GFG, MG and KFC, and then the growth across our partner network is building as they really believe in and are invested in the agenda of the club. So the very, very conservative start, and as we built through the year, our position improved.
So when you look ahead to this year then, are you less conservative? Are you expecting bigger crowds and the like?
We are. We're absolutely. We're hoping for 100% capacity at Adelaide Oval by the time we get back to round one in just a few weeks' time. And we're certainly more bullish about the year ahead. We're investing, we're in a growth phase. We've got AFLW coming on board, so we've got new people starting. The girls will be here by the middle of the year, and also we've got significant redevelopment, which is going to require people, new 20 staff over at the social club facility and those types of things. So we went into 2021 really conservatively. We did put our people under a lot of pressure, and we've got some new roles coming on in order to be able to ease some of that pressure and optimise the growth opportunities that we've got as a footy club.
What sort of indication have you had one way or another about that hopeful 100% when you come back to Adelaide Oval?
Yeah, no, as I said, we're really hopeful. We've been in really positive conversations with the stadium and the government around that. We've got 5 or 6 weeks until that happens, and if things continue to trend as they are at the moment, we're really hopeful that it'll happen. And really importantly, our members who have got reserve seat memberships, the indications are that they'll be able to sit in their allocated seats, so there might only be sort of minor restrictions by the time we get to round one.
The cost of the redevelopment, both sides are about to go, did that come out of that, or is that for future next year's?
Yeah, no, there's no funding recognised in the 2021 financial year, so all of that is to come. So we're incredibly appreciative of the support from the AFL, state government and the Commonwealth government to help facilitate the redevelopment, but all of that will come into the next financial year.
Yes, my guessing was obviously conservative, but was it a better result than expected last year?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think we're in such through the. If you think about the year that we've all been through, it's quite uncertain. So it's actually quite difficult to, at the start of the year, predict where we were going to finish. We lost a game around 18 or 19. The Collingwood game got moved away, so that had an impact. So all year we were hopeful, but in the end, because our members really, as I said, we had record membership, and that really underpinned our result together with the commercial support that we had.
Just following on from Max's question, what is the estimate to what the financial result might look like from here? I know there's a lot to play out.
Yeah, look, I guess one of the things that we've been able to do is we re-engineered the business model a couple of years ago. We've narrowed our focus, and our ambition is absolutely to build a financially powerful Port Adelaide. So we've moved beyond being sustainable or even debt-free. The importance of building assets that are going to generate revenue for the club long term. The social club facility is a really good example of that. That's a wholly owned asset of the footy club that we've invested in that's going to generate significant revenue for the club outside of our core business. So we're really hopeful that we've got our core business in a really strong position. Really importantly, we're going to be able to invest 100% in our core business, which is footy, but also then through the ongoing support of our stakeholders, our members and our partners, our business model will be such that we'll be able to continue to pay down debt prudently, but also look to start investing in building a financially powerful Port Adelaide.
What were some other measures that you actually took to re-engineer the business exercise?
Well, I think like a lot of clubs across the AFL, it was, for us, it was narrow the focus. Our chasing greatness strategy was really clear. It was about winning footy. Entry in the AFLW was really significant. Growth is critical, so being the biggest club in town, getting to 100,000 members. The work we do in the community, we refined, and that's growing. Commercially, we're growing. The redevelopment of our facility here at Alberton Oval, and all of those things are working really well, and the end result of that is a really strong financial result for the Port Adelaide Footy Club.
You mentioned debt before. Again, no idea about accounting.
Yeah.
But in layman's terms, is there a time frame in the future when the club becomes debt free?
Yeah, well, we've gone from approximately 13 million to just less than 9 million. Now you've got to remember the 4.4 million of that was picked up due to COVID. We had about $9 million of historical debt. In 1 year, we've been able to do that. I guess what we're with the refined business model, we think we can accelerate that ambition to pay down our debt as quickly as we can, but also then at the same time prudently invest and in revenue generating assets that are going to set up the club long term.
So we're talking hopefully debt free in sub 5 years.
Absolutely, we're not going to put a time frame on it, but if we can continue to perform on field, continue to focus sharply on our core business, there's no reason why we can't get ourselves into that position aggressively. We've got fantastic members and stakeholders and partners who are really invested in this journey with us, and they, the result in 2021 is a reflection of that. And we're really excited about the agenda in 2022 and beyond when you consider the things that we've got in front of us. As I said, AFLW, fantastic new precinct here at Alberton, hosting AFLW games. There's a lot for Port Adelaide people to be excited about.
You said you're not going to put a time frame. I figured that chasing greatness, or vision last year, you actually said that you want to be debt free within 5 years. Are you still on track to?
If we can continue to perform as we're performing at the moment, we'll exceed that expectation, absolutely.
Does the club receive financial assistance from the AFL still?
Absolutely. The AFL are a really important partner of the Port Adelaide Footy Club. There are assisted clubs and non-assisted clubs, and the way that has always worked is to balance out the inequities across the competition. And our position with the AFL is we're an assisted club, and we continue to have a really strong relationship with the AFL. Our partnership with the AFL, they're really heavily invested in our strategy and our plan, and they're supporting our facility investment here at Alberton Oval.
You touched on
long-term plan to be independent of that?
Our long-term plan is to build a financially powerful Port Adelaide, and if we continue on the path we're on at the moment, then we'll absolutely achieve that.
You touched on how impressive this result is considering the financial conditions the last couple of years. What about going a bit further, the position of the club now compared to, say, 10 years ago?
Yeah, look, it's really difficult to compare because you're dealing with different eras and different circumstances. No one, even 3 years ago, could have imagined what COVID was going to do. So it's really difficult to compare era from era, but if I think about where the Port Adelaide Football Club is right now, I think it's as united and as connected as it's ever been. It's really strong on field. We've got great people in the organisation, and our members and our partners are really invested in what is a really exciting strategic agenda for the future. We've got AFL, we're coming into AFLW. Adelaide Oval is one of the great stadiums in Australia. Port Adelaide puts on the best game day in Australian sport. We've got AFLW coming here to Alberton Oval, and we'll reimagine the AFLW match day experience just as we did at Adelaide Oval. And we've got a magnificent new social club facility, and we're going to be looking forward to welcoming our people back here to Alberton Oval. It'll be a vibrant 12-month-a-year precinct that our people can really engage and connect with the club. So we've got a lot to look forward to.
And off the back of back-to-back prelim finals, what's a pass mark this year?
Yeah, look, it's February. We don't deal with pass marks in February. Some clubs at this time of year try and manage expectation. We're not one of those clubs. Port Adelaide doesn't manage expectation. Our goal absolutely is to win the premiership in 2022. But what we know right now is that we can't focus on the end result. We've got to focus on the things that we can control, and that's training this week. We start playing in the next couple of weeks, which we're really excited about. Ken and the coaches are really, and the senior players are, really focused on what we can do right now to make sure that we get away to a really good start in 2022.
In your letter to members, I think you mentioned the prison bars is on the agenda. Can you tell us where that's at and what are your hopes?
Yeah, sure. I mean, as we've said, we know it's a really important issue for our people. We've seen over the last couple of years a number of the clubs where Heritage Guernseys, it's great for the game, it's great for clubs and the connection they have with their fans. We think what we're asking for, which is to wear our traditional Heritage Guernsey against our traditional rival, is entirely reasonable, and we're in ongoing positive conversations around that issue.
Is that for both showdowns?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, sorry, it's ongoing then?
Yeah, as I said, we're in positive ongoing conversations with that, and we're hopeful that we're going to get a positive result on that.
How do you make sure that this can get kicked along every year and you're having this conversation every year?
Yeah, look, if we are, we'll continue to have the conversation as much as we need to have the conversation until we actually get it, because we know that it's really important for our people, and we also think it's great for the competition and will add to the game.
Just one last one on the financials. How much money is the Chasing Greatness Fund receiving?
The Chasing Greatness, yeah. So there are a number of aspects to the Chasing Greatness Fund, and we'll have some more information on that later in the week. We've received well over $1 million to contribute towards our capital project with the social club, and also we're generating revenue from members who are donating some extra money on a monthly basis. So all of that has gone into contributing to our, as I said earlier, our $4.2 million profit, and paying $3.2 million off our debt in 2021, which is an outstanding result, and wouldn't have been possible without the support of our members, our partners, and some really passionate stakeholders of our club who are helping us transform this precinct here at Alberton Oval.
Can I just ask
Record again this year?
That's absolutely our ambition, yeah.
Can I just ask on the club's viewpoint on COVID and the way that might affect this season? Are you of the standing that games will be postponed, or is there talks to have supplementary players available? Any of that sort of gear this far out from the season?
Look, my expectation is that there won't be games postponed. The season will just will roll on. In some ways, the clubs that can manage COVID best will have a competitive advantage on the others. Those conversations around supplementary lists are happening at the moment, but I guess our focus really, our focus very much has been on getting to the start of the season in the best shape we possibly can, and that part of that is ensuring we have 42 healthy, fit players who are available for round one, and I think being here in South Australia, we're actually at a competitive advantage anyway in terms of when it comes to health and safety protocols. So hopefully we can use that to our advantage once we get into the start of the season.
Thanks, Richard.
Oh, what comes back to the women's? You mentioned the squad later this season. Where's that at? And I guess the coaching, any coaching announcements?
Yeah, so Juliet Haslam is on board. Juliet's in a lot of really positive conversations. Naomi started as our list manager. We've got some other exciting announcements later in the week. And they're really into, they've got all the rules are in place around how we're going to build our list, and all of those conversations and scouting's happening at the moment. So as I've said, we're really excited about what it's going to do for our footy club. We can't wait to have the team here. Our new change room facilities in the Williams stand will be ready by round one of the SNFL season. And we got some great people coming into our organisation. So we're really excited about AFLW at Port Adelaide.
So the announcement later in the week, is that possibly a coaching one or not?
It won't be a coaching one later in the week. Just some more people, some great people coming into our club to build out our program.